Mispronouncing the A vowel as a simple F or E sound is by far the biggest mistake in connection with gliding vowels. Because in English, we have dozens of minimal pairs for the A versus E and E. So there's a high chance that a foreigner will find your spoken English difficult to understand if you cannot say the A correctly. The A sound has two parts, a starting E sound and an ending I sound. And you have to pronounce both the E and the I to make the right sound. E, I, E, I, E. As with the I sound, the A in itself is not difficult for Vietnamese people, so they can say words like bay, may, and pay correctly. However, when the A is followed by a consonant, Vietnamese forget to say the I sound and they only say the E sound. Let's look at the example word make. This word has four sounds. M, E, I, K. Make. So after the E sound, we cannot immediately jump to the K sound. We have to say the I first. After the E, the jaw and the tongue move up and the tongue touches the upper teeth on the sides to make the I sound, before the back of the tongue moves up to make the K. M, E, I, K. This moving up of the tongue is the same movement that is necessary to make the I sound in I, as we have learned it before. Since we have to say this I vowel as well, and because we need some time to move our jaw and tongue from the E position to the upper I position, the A cannot be said as a short sound. Let's compare the A sound to the E and E sounds. The A is longer, and the jaw and the tongue are moving while you're saying it, whereas the E and E are shorter, and the mouth doesn't move during the sound. Short E, gliding A, short E, gliding A. Therefore, when practicing the A sound, focus on the I part and how your tongue comes up and touches your upper teeth in the back before you make the K sound. Make, make, make. Here are some words with the A sound. May, make, made, made, pay, paid, play, played, plate, bake, bake, bait, take, waste, taste, age. Pause this video and practice saying these words with the correct A sound. Remember that the A is not a short sound and that you need to say the I sound after the E sound. So it's not make, it's make. And it's not make, it's make. If you find it difficult to say the A correctly in these words, and if you hear that you miss the I part of A, then first try saying the words without the final consonant and feel your tongue coming up on the I sound. When you can do this well, then add the final consonant, but first put a little gap between the A and the final consonant, and then gradually take away this gap. May, make, 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 make. Another trick that you can use is to change the spelling of the words a little so that they will look more like what we actually say. For example, imagine that plane is spelled P-L-A-Y-N. Make is M-A-Y-K. Made is M-A-Y-D. Main is M-A-Y-N, and so on. This just might trick your brain into believing that in fact there's an I sound after the E. Don't forget to use a mirror to check that after the E sound, your tongue and jaw move up to make the I sound. Pause now.